Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Mothra, Queen of the Monsters #1. This is a new book from IDW. Very exciting stuff. Let's talk about the creative team before we get into this book. This book has a story by Sophie Campbell with art by Matt Frank and 2 pages by Sophie Campbell. Sophie Campbell is both writer and an artist. Letters by Nathan Wittick. And let me tell you, if you're a fan of Mothra, you want to check this out. Now, one of the reasons I was very excited about this book is because later on this year, Sophie Campbell is going to be writing and drawing a Supergirl book for DC Comics, which was recently announced. And I wanted to revisit, I wanted to revisit some of Sophie's work to kind of get back into the mood of what kind of stories could we expect? Now, obviously, Mothra is a very different character than Supergirl, but I think there may be some themes, especially like I said, there's 2 pages here drawn by Campbell, so very excited to see where that goes. But let's talk about the Queen of the Monsters. Mothra has fallen after a fearsome battle with a terrifying new kaiju, ANTRA. Without its protector, the world has entered into a state of desolation. Kaiju roam freely, and what remains of mankind has been forced into hiding. But all hope is not lost. Mira, a young woman living in the wastelands who believes she lost her entire family in Mothra's final stand, that is, until her missing twin shows up to her door with 2 fairies. Now, if you're familiar with the Mothra lore, you know that there are 2 fairies, and the twins are very important to the lore. If her sister is to be believed, Mira might hold the key to the rebirth of Mothra and the Earth's return to normalcy. They just have to travel back in time to get an egg from the Jurassic period. Yeah, I mean, come on. Doesn't that sound cool? I really love the way Frank portrays, first of all, these gigantic kaiju battles. There's a lot of grayscale that looks like a very washed out colors, but they make sense because you're just kind of remembering and seeing these horrible things happening through the eyes of a child. So a child would focus more on like the bigger things, like these gigantic kaiju's that big red kaiju and this big monster with the blue eyes. That's this gigantic Mothra, and then of course the destruction, and then just having to grow up in this like world, and I just love that contrast that this world where she's living in now is kind of a like a the landscape is terrible, and it's just kind of a wasteland, right? Until her sister shows up. Now, there's also a lot going on there with the sister relationship that Campbell is definitely wanting to explore in this book. And then when you get to Campbell's pages, they're spread out throughout the book, so you get one. I think it's page 7 and page 19 or something like that. They really fill you in on the lore of Mothra, and they're like the the way that they show you these memories. It's a very deep contrast to the way that Frank draws the same or similar memories of the same time, right? So it's really cool. I think they really work like these inserted pages of a different artist. They make a lot of sense. I'm sure it was all planned like this because, like I said, Campbell is both writer and artist. And yeah, I love that when the monsters attack, the way that they have to kind of fight against everything. Everything's trying to kill you in this world. And then also the fairies. Big shout out to the letterer here because they have their own very specific speech bubbles, which are like this shiny pink red, and it makes sense because they are magical. And then of course Campbell is not gonna, even though there's already a big twist in traveling back in time, there's still more to come that it will be very unexpected, especially in the last page. There's something else. There's another layer to the story. We're gonna have to explore that in the next few issues. So really enjoy this book. I love the art. I love the way that it was put together, and I just a bonkers concept too, right? So yeah, and it's funny when it needs to be like there's a little bit of drama, specifically with the sister relationship of like, I thought you were dead and you were just like doing all this other stuff because you thought I was dead. So like, definitely a lot to reconcile there as well. A beautiful, beautiful spread, just 2 page spread to kind of close out the story. And then, like I said, you get one more, which I would call kind of like a prologue page that really sets things in like this little cliffhanger. So very exciting stuff. Really enjoy this. Thanks to IDW. Thanks to the creative team. Really looking forward to seeing where we go next because the Queen of the Monsters, like with Godzilla, is someone that just there's so many stories that can be very cool, specifically with Mothra, this whole idea of resurrection and these cycles of life. So if you have read this book, let me know what you thought about it. Then in the comments, as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.